homeless and can't find any help. That was the plight of one young man on Long Island until he contacted Help Me Howard. Here's Howard Thompson with an update.
Thank you. We're ending this year on a very happy note. We first introduced you to Charles Ghosh back in March. He's the blind and homeless man who was trying to find a place to live in the city, but was having a great deal of difficulty. We didn't solve his problems by ourselves, but we did have a lot of help. Here's the Help Me Howard report. Charles Ghosh is over the moon these days, over the moon with happiness, as he settles into his new studio apartment. We first met him a year and a half ago when he contacted us for help with housing. At the time, he was living in an illegal apartment on Long Island and commuting into the city to see his eye doctor.
I'm like totally blind in my right eye, and I see very limited shadows or sort of shapes or movement in my left eye.
Isolated from people and with no access to disability services, he was struggling all on his own.
I have family, but they live in Hudson Valley up in Orange County, and they're not cooperative. They see me as a household problem. You know, they think because I'm blind I might have an accident, and they will get it. You know, they'll have medical bills and all this stupid stuff.
Living on Social Security and food stamps, Charles' efforts to access Long Island's adult protective services went nowhere. We also contacted several agencies on Long Island and in the city to get Charles housing, but none were helpful. It was as if he had fallen between the cracks of a bottomless pit. When he could no longer afford the room he was renting, we moved Charles to a shelter in Queens that agreed to house him temporarily. We also contacted real estate attorney Adam Leitman Bailey. Bailey's law firm does pro bono work helping low-income cases, and he immediately took up Charles's case.
Shocking. I live in the greatest city in the world, New York City, and I'm introduced to a blind man who is homeless and living in a shelter. And being a real estate attorney and being an expert in the housing laws, I knew that there must be some misunderstanding.
Unfortunately, things didn't work out at the shelter, and Charles was soon homeless again. Within a few weeks, he was accepted to a Manhattan shelter for the disabled, and that's when Adam says the wheels began turning.
I started contacting different agencies, and I started learning why Charles wasn't qualifying. And we use that information. These sitting housing laws aren't set up for blind people. And the rules that they have, the highest priority goes to those that have been molested or beaten. And Charles had not had that. We made the rules fit Charles. The man is blind, he cannot see at all. He has a dog that helps him walk. And we made sure that we were able to fit his circumstances into the right rule.
The wheels turned slowly at first, but by this summer, Charles was finally approved and moved into a brand new city building, built for low income and the disabled. He was thrilled.
Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I have my own kitchen. I have a bathroom, which is massive. I have a home help attendant who comes and cooks and cleans for me, you know, the tasks I can't do. And I have a visiting nurse who comes once a week. I have a social worker who's helping me with getting education, maybe employment. Real community here, and there's so many different kinds of people, all together so diverse. And thank you, Help Me Howard, for not giving up on me and giving me a wonderful chance of having a good quality of life, and giving me the services and the support to help me with my medical problems. And
you're very welcome, Charles. If you have a problem, you can send me an email to helpme@wpix.com, or you can call my hotline at 212-210-2490. Don't forget about my blog. You can follow me on Twitter and become a fan on Facebook.